global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. Want to say many thanks to you for keeping faith with us. Go back to the story at hand. We're looking at the Imo State governor. I'm talking about Hope Uzodinma, who there's this saga between him and the PDP person, media person, that's by the name Ambrose Nwaogwugwu, as the Imo State governor has arranged Imo State Director General of the People's Democratic Party's new media center, Ambrose Nwaogwugwu, for terrorism for accusing Governor Hope Uzodinma as well of secretly approving rural grazing reserves for Fulani Herdsmen. Well, he actually did a little expose about Hope Uzodinma secretly approving rural grazing reserve for Fulani Herdsmen in Imo State. Nwaogwugwu was also said to have accused Governor Uzodinma of planning to rename Imo State University after the late Chief of Staff to the President Abba Kyari. And there was a time when it was going on that when Abba Kyari died, it went on very viral that Hope Uzodinma have every intention of changing Imo State University to later Abba Kyari University. A copy of the charge sheet marked Tr0uble/217C/2020 stated that the 29-year-old Nwaogwugwu, who also accused the governor of constructing a rural grazing area for Fulani herdsmen. The defendant also allegedly accused Uzo of planning to divert 5.2 billion naira meant for pensioners in the state. These are strong ones, really. The state government also slammed 4 other charges against the 29-year-old. The remaining charges bordered on cyberbullying, defamation, and attempting to incite citizens of the state against Uzodinma Hope, who became the governor of the state in January following a Supreme Court judgment. The defendant was said to have made the allegations on his Facebook page between March and May. He was subsequently arrested by the Department of State Services on May 28, 2020, but arraigned on Friday. Part of the charges read that you, Ambrose Nwaogwugwu, on April 20, 2020, in Owerri, Imo State, within the jurisdiction of this court, knowingly and intentionally posted on your Facebook wall, through a computer network that Governor Hope Uzodinma is to rename Imo State University to Abba Kyari University for helping him out in the Supreme Court, which you know to be false, for the purpose of causing annoyance, insult, injury, hatred, ill will, and needless anxiety to the governor, and thereby committing an offense contrary to Section 24, subsection 1A and B of Cybercrimes Prohibition and so on, Act 2015. That you, Ambrose Nwaogwugwu, on March 23, 2020, in Owerri, within the jurisdiction of this court, knowingly published on your Facebook page that Governor Hope Uzodinma has inaugurated an undercover Ruga, which is that Fulani herdsmen grazing of their cattle. He also went further to say Hope Uzodinma has inaugurated an undercover Ruga commissioner and has made available a large expanse of land for the takeoff of the Ruga project in Ungopala, which act is deliberately done with malice and which is seriously intended to intimidate Imo population, and thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 1, subsection B and 2 of Terrorism Prevention Act 2011. It has settled. You have heard the charges against Ambrose earlier before now, I think sometime in 2nd of June. Ambrose Nwaogwugwu was actually accused of also naming Hope Uzodinma the Supreme court. That's where it began. The Supreme Court, he named him Supreme Court Governor, of which Hope Uzodinma at the beginning, before this whole thing began, that his name should not be called Supreme Court Governor because he was duly elected by the Imolite, and it's an insult by anyone, or insult on the Imolites by anyone to call him Supreme Court imposed governor, because it clearly shows that you are undermining the mandate of Imolites. Now, before now, the Imolite, the PDP people were like the PDP nationals in the chapter chairs, the state chapter, were saying, look, that Hope Uzodinma should release Ambrose from DSS custody, he's going against the ethics of the democracy and ethics of governance. They had this freedom of speech and all that. Now, until now, everybody was saying, look, charge him to court if you have found anything against him. What charges have started coming in, okay? And some of the charges is actually a 4-count charge. One is cyberbullying. The second one is the fact that he's quite specific. I'm talking about Ambrose. From his analysis, very specific. He said that Hope Uzodinma is trying to divert some 5-something billion naira, probably for this whole issue of Ruga. He didn't just mention that Hope Uzodinma has kept some land for Fulani herdsmen in Imo State, but he mentioned the place where he has kept the land, as Ngobala in Imo State. And he also mentioned, the thing trended where there was this move, according to information reaching Ambrose. Ambrose, made it opening on his social media page that Hope Uzodinma, he wasn't hiding his face, he wasn't hiding his page. His page was owned by him. That Hope Uzodinma have every intention, was actually moving already to see how he can rename Imo State University to Abakiare University, for appreciating him, to appreciate him for making him the governor of Imo State and all that. So it's like a way of saying eternally the Imolites are grateful, of which Nwaogwugwu, Ambrose, was the one that carried the first draft, and other persons picked it from there. He also went further to explain, but let's leave this sentiment now. Let's leave sentiment. From the beginning, Hope Uzodinma have always said Imo State is going to be free for all. That if for the Fulani herdsmen or whoever, our Marjories, whoever, any Nigerian, wherever, will come and stay in peace in Imo State, he will make that place wonderful, make that place a home for them. Okay, in case some persons may say that's not true, he didn't say that. If you notice that even during the time he inaugurated the Imam of Igbo, and even went for that to say, look, you're going to be safe here. Just do your duties. Give me your support. In this state, Imo State. Stay in peace. Do you go about your businesses in a peaceful manner? I guarantee you my protection. I don't think it's really that bad. But then, the fact that, according to all this whole thing, Hope Uzodinma is saying, with the way Nwaogwugwu is going, with the way Ambrose is going, he's inciting Imolites, okay, against him, according to what Hope Uzodinma is saying, and those count charges. Now, I think where this whole problem began, I would say, is the fact that Ambrose is actually a PDP person. Yeah, if it was just an ordinary person, not a card-carrying member of any party, can just saying it from a free will, maybe it would have been a bit different. But I feel that this whole thing is about to go down, and it's about to go down the Omoyele Sowore way, because if Ambrose have proofs, because it's a strong one, accusing someone. Allegations are strong that there's Fulanization, there's Ruga, already there's been an expanse of land. Although before now, a lot of persons believe that for Hope Uzodinma to have moved from 4th position to 1st position, there may have been some snags, some signing somewhere, some agreement somewhere between Hope Uzodinma and the government of the day, and everybody's perceiving that it's going to be maybe Ruga settlement and all that. No, but Ambrose was very specific. He said this whole thing is going down in Ngobala. That's where the massive expanse of land for Fulani Ruga settlement has begun. Now, if he has said that, and they're using that now as one of the indictments against him in court to arrange him in court, then if it is true, Ambrose does not have a problem. It's just for him to bring out proofs. If it's true that he gave that land out for this, then he should prove it. He shouldn't even get scared. If all the allegations he has made on his Facebook page they are true, he should bring out the proofs. It's simple. Thank God the judiciary is, but let's just hope that the judiciary will be fair too. But that's it. You've heard it. You've heard what the young man is now going to go through. He has been given 4 counts charges. Terrorism is one of them, and the fact that cyberbullying is another one, and the fact that he accused Hope Uzodinma of Ruga settlement and siphoning or about to divert 5-something billion naira for personal purposes. God knows what. Those are part of the problems or challenges he's having. But then let's meet in our comment section. What do you think will be the fate of Ambrose, being the fact that he's been arraigned in the court? What do you also think? Do you think Ambrose is right, or is it just heresy or allegation just to bring down Hope Uzodinma's government? Or do you think Hope Uzodinma is right to make the whole thing sanitized and ensure that whatever is being fed in the media space is correct and true? Then time will tell. Let's go to our comment section. Let's interact. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more updates and this.